So you're convinced that you want to get started on YouTube and now's the time, but you just need to know the steps. Like if only there was a checklist, a guide that would give you step 1 to 10 of what to do to get started on YouTube, you'd just go and grab it right now and get started, right? Well, I'm delighted to tell you that in this episode, I'm going to tell you where to go and get that checklist and the steps. I'm going to run through it all with you, and then you can go and do it. That's it. You can go and get started. If you've got started already and maybe you're on the road to your first 100 subscribers, maybe you've gone past 1,000, maybe this episode's not for you. But we'll talk about a bunch of stuff, and maybe there's something in here that you can learn for your already successful and growing channel. In which case, head over to YouTube, find me on YouTube, King of Video, and subscribe to the channel. There's plenty of stuff there for you as well. I don't want to leave you out. But in this episode, we're going to focus really on getting started. And I'd encourage you to go and download the checklist. So the checklist is available on kingofvideo.co.uk. It's called the Getting Started on YouTube checklist. And I'm just going to go through in each of the individual things. Now, the thing is, with the checklist, a lot of the time I look at these checklists and they literally, you download them. You give someone your email address, you download them. And it's just like one page and a checklist. And you're like, oh, great. You know, like, could you have given me more? Actually, this checklist is 9 pages long. It has the checklist at the end. And there's just a little bit of detail. And I'm just going to give you this information. So probably by the time you get to the page to view this, there'll probably be the link to the podcast, the episode you're listening, and the video, because it all works really well to do this. And look, when we talk about YouTube in general, and when I talk about podcasting, I'm always looking for this stuff, to do this stuff to add value to what I'm already doing. So this episode is a great example for that, you know, to see how you can use it across multiple places. Also, make sure you're prepared for these things, because otherwise your brain goes whoop straight over somewhere else, especially if you're undiagnosed ADHD. Right, okay, so let's take a look at the checklist. I'm going to run through these parts on the checklist. There's 1 to 10, 1 to 8 on the checklist. I'm going to show you what those things are, and then you can grab it and you can make a start. So the first one on the checklist, of course, if you're getting started on YouTube, is you must have a Google account. This is fairly obvious, and I didn't used to say this to people until I found somebody that didn't have one. And then I was like, oh my God, how can you not have a Google account? So you must set up a Google account. Please note that when you're setting up accounts for the first time, sometimes the stuff that I'm about to tell you after that takes a little bit longer. There's a little bit of a verification period. So you might find some of these things take 48 hours, a little bit longer as the accounts get created around the ecosystem. So just bear that in mind. So you've got to set up a Google account first. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is to create the channel. So you head over to YouTube and you can create a new channel inside of YouTube. Now, that used to be the case. I don't think it is anymore, whether you would create a personal channel or a brand channel. But I believe when you create a channel now, it automatically creates a brand channel. So a brand channel is great because you can have a manager, you can have an owner, you can have people that help work on the channel. Whereas a personal channel, you can't do that. That's kind of one of the key differences. And so a brand channel is just a better place to start anyway. Yes, you can have multiple channels if you want, but if you're just getting started, I highly recommend that you start with one channel. Now, if you've had a channel for years and years and years and you've not used it, a new channel could be a good idea. I've seen this advice from some really big YouTubers recently, and they've said a new channel is a good idea. It just depends on your goals. I would say it depends on your goals, and it depends on what you're trying to do with that channel. So yeah, it could be It could be a good idea. I like things that have history behind them, so having an old channel sometimes feels good, but maybe the algorithm will not love you as much as if you create a new one. Okay, so number 3 then, step number 3 is to brand the channel. Now, in this guide, do I give you the banner? I'm not sure if I give you it anymore. I used to give away a little template on branding your channel. It's now part of my Getting Started course, which if you download the guide, you'll get offered that as well. But you'll see an example. So this is my old one. Actually, I need to update it now. So recently YouTube did a update where there used to be links on the right hand side and you click them, and so I used to have a arrow, you'll see this in the guide, that said download my freebies with an arrow to it. They've changed it now, the link sits somewhere else. The links on the right hand side are no longer there, so I definitely need to update this. The one thing I'll say about branding the channel and creating a banner image is that it's fiddly. You need to test it across multiple devices. It's fiddly. The guide that I've got gives you a good... You really need to follow the guidance of where to put stuff in there. And don't discount the big image that people will use to watch on a TV. There's so many more people watching YouTube on TVs now that you want to have that big banner that includes that as well. So a lot of people, they'll just create a banner that's literally banner size, and instead you actually need a YouTube banner that fits for a TV as well, but has all the key information that would appear on a mobile phone, on a laptop, that kind of thing. Step number 4 is to get your first 100 subscribers. In this guide, one of the things I mentioned in the last couple of episodes that my wife designs these, and I love that she puts in some extra information here. So you can see it says there's certain points at which, certain milestones you get as a YouTuber. There's 100 subscribers, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million subscribers, right? And their custom URL or vanity URL, it's not entirely true now. You can have a channel tag. So that vanity URL becomes less of an issue with 100 subscribers. You actually get your channel tag straight away. There's a YouTube partner program. Again, in the guide it says 4,000 watch hours. Actually, you only need 3,000 watch hours now, which is handy. It's gone down. The requirements have gone down. That's 1,000 subscribers. I think that's the key metric, really. I think when you started on YouTube, getting to 1,000 is where good things really start to happen. And I think I read somewhere that it's something like 5% of YouTubers only have 1,000 subscribers. It's a really small amount. So actually, if you can get to that amount, which is what I try to help people with in my programs, that's our first goal, is to get there. Because there's such a small amount of people that have got there, it's a good indication that you're actually really making progress, that people want to watch your stuff, and that you're serious about this YouTube game. But I give you some ideas on how to get to the first 100 subscribers. If you head over to my YouTube channel, you'll see a video where I talk about this stuff. And you know, there's lots of different strategies you can use to get to 100 subscribers. I'm just giving you some of my best ones. Then, and actually, it's funny because in the guide I go research videos, ideas, create a video plan, film and publish an intro. I don't know if I'd do research as before I set up my channel. I don't know if I'd switch that around anymore. I think the thing is with creating a channel and setting it up, I feel like you're setting an intention. You're kind of saying to the world, look, I'm here, I've got a channel, I'm going to do this thing. And so by putting research as number 5, actually we've created the channel, it's ready. Now we've got to come up with the content to put on it. So I think research can stay there for now, but I think maybe I should do this as like a quick workshop where we did all of those things and then did the research in the same time. And you could do this as well. Like, there's nothing stopping you getting this done in super quick, speedy time, depending on how technical you are. So then, with research video ideas, I give you some quick answers on how to research videos. Actually, there's loads more. We could go into a lot of detail there, but there's some quick places you could go to. I'll give you an idea. Quora, Answer the Public, YouTube itself, Google itself. There's some great ways to do some research. TubeBuddy, and there's a few others as well. Once you've created your video research, and I use like a Notion document to come up with that research, I come up with and to kind of recommend 10 to 20 video ideas that you might want to do. And then I create a plan. Right, in the create a video plan, what I'm talking about and what I'm referring to in that plan is coming up with a 3-month, 90-day version of what videos you're going to put out. So when I say 10 to 20, you get 10 to 20, you go through them, you create sort of 12, 13 of them, and you say, yes, they're the ones that I'm going to do, and that's ready for 3 months worth of content. And really, if you did that, you'd be laughing, right? Because then you could do that once a quarter. I think I talked about batch filming before and talked about doing it every month, but you could do it once a quarter. Imagine if you get 12 done in one go. I think that's too much personally. I'd probably want to do 3 or 4, but it's possible that you could do that. And at least if you did the planning once a quarter, then you'd always, if you did the filming every 3 months after that, every month after that, you would be able to create all this content and have a nice batch filming process as well. Tip number 7 then, or checklist item number 7, is to film and publish an intro video. You always need an intro video. Intro videos don't stay forever, so you could just, again, be declaring your intentions to the world. This is what I'm going to do on my YouTube channel. Come and stick around with me. I'm going to show you X, Y, Z. I'm going to teach you this thing. I'm going to show you that thing. And then away you go. Like, I'll challenge you now, if you've not got a channel and you're getting started, I challenge you just to go and create a 2 to 3 minute video with a declaration of what you're going to do on the channel and just post it. Most people never get to the point of posting that first intro video. And it's ridiculous, really, because we might change it in 6 months' time. We might change it in 3 months' time. We might change it in 12 months' time. Really doesn't matter. It's about getting something out there and then start getting this good quality content on there as well. Tip number 8 then is to batch film the 4 videos. So you've got your list of your quarterly plan. You're going to break that down into a list of 4 videos and then film your first 4 videos and then start publishing once you've got to video 5. That's the challenge. So you're a month ahead and you can publish 1 video a week. Okay, so the checklist is there. You can see it. There's another item on there at the bottom, which is tip number 9, which is all about getting lifetime access to my Getting Started course. If you go and download the checklist, you'll be offered the course. You get like a good deal the first time you download it. It's no obligation to buy it, but it's there if you want to. You know, the course is a great way to understand all of those points. I go into detail of all of those points, even like setting up a Google account. I will show you the step-by-steps on setting up the Google account. So again, I talked about, in the last episode or 2, I talked about having no excuse to get started. This video, this episode is the same. I'm telling you the steps that you need to take. Like there is nothing else. If you need step by step, the course is there to go and take. It's a low price course so that you can get started, because it's in my interest for you to get started. I want you to succeed. I want you to do this thing. One thing's for sure, if you never get started, there's nobody will ever see your videos. Like, that's for sure. You can guarantee it. All the things that you're in your mind that you think, well, you know, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, all the negativity, all you're doing is staying safe. You're staying in comfort by not doing it. All those things will definitely not happen if you don't publish. But so much good stuff happens once you start publishing your videos. And even with a podcast, you know, it's not a best-selling podcast or in the charts or anything like that. It's not going to blow you away. I'm not making hundreds of thousands of pounds from this podcast right now. But I've started and we've got consistency. I missed a week, but we've come back and we've got consistency. And you've got to keep doing that in order to succeed on any platform, not YouTube, not podcasting, not Instagram and TikTok. Any platform will require the same level of consistency. Do it for a year. And if you want to know about that, Jerry's episode is definitely one worth listening to, because he had a plan and you'll see how far he got to. All right, my name's Matt Hughes, King of Video. Thanks so much for joining me on this podcast episode. Again, of course, share, like, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm so bored of saying those things. In the last episode, I was like, oh, you know, I've got to keep saying them. I've got to keep saying them to get the message out there. Maybe I just stop saying it. Do you really have to tell people? Do you have to give them a call to action? Go and find me on YouTube right now and subscribe to my channel and like this video. Let me know that the calls to actions are working. And then I'll look in a month's time or 2 months' time and I'll be like, nope, nobody's listened. Nobody did the thing. Okay. All right. Thanks so much. Bye for now.